Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go through another live trade recap with you guys. So I'm going to go through a trade that I took on Amazon. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I traded Amazon, and I'll go through kind of, I took a couple trades that day on it, but the first one that I took with Amazon was the highest probability trade, and I think it was the best trade that I took all day. On top of that, I made about $1,100, and it was a 4-minute scalp. So I'll kind of go through what my thought process was behind it, what the market sentiment was overall that day, and why I took the trade. That being said, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. All right guys, so I traded Amazon on October 4th, Monday, the beginning of the week. So I have NASDAQ here on the 4th. I have Amazon here on that Friday to the 4th. So you can see here that Amazon, I'm going to get rid of this trend line here. So before I even look at Amazon, if I'm looking at Amazon for the day on the 4th, I have a pre-market low here of around 32.60. 32.60 is also a psych level on Amazon. And then I have a high here of 32.09. It was the high on Friday. And then I also have a pre-market high of around 3,200. Or so 3,300, sorry, 3309, 3,300, and 3260 is the pre-market low. So if I'm watching Amazon, I'm going to be watching it above 3,300 first, and then 3,309, which was Friday's high of the day. And then for the low, I'm going to be watching it below 3,260 for puts. So above 3,300 for calls, below 3,260 for puts. And if we go ahead and take a look in the Discord, I'm just going to show you. So I missed the 3,260 drop on Amazon, so I waited till it dropped below 3,250, which was my next level of support on Amazon. On this, I've logged into my wrong TD because I don't have it charted here. But Amazon 3,250 is also a psych level. So if we were to chart this right here, I would have already had that charted, and you can see here that I was watching Amazon below 32.50 for puts, and the minute it broke, right when I said that it broke, NASDAQ was dropping at the same time. Overall market was dropping, so that's why I liked Amazon to the downside. And if we look at the NASDAQ here, right at open, we can see that the NASDAQ started to drop pretty hard. We can see it started, a downtrend here. Oh my God. On the 4th. You can see clearly that the NASDAQ did start to trend below that VWAP level, and then it just ended up trending down for the rest of the day. A nice little sell-off on the NASDAQ. Overall market sentiment was bearish, which is why I like the downside on Amazon. Now, if we take a look here, I entered Amazon right at the break of 32.50. So this is the 5-minute time frame here, and this is the 1-minute time frame here on Amazon. Okay, so what I'm looking for is the break of 32.50 for entry for calls on Amazon. Let's take a look. I entered Amazon, it looks like at 9:37. So let's go look at the video and see what the video shows. But from just looking at what I posted on Discord, I entered on this candle here. It held below 32.50. There was strong volume pop as the Amazon broke below the 32.50 level. And then if we look at the NASDAQ here at 9:37, it was also breaking down below. It did have a little retest prior to continuing down, but let's go ahead and take a look at the video. All right, so at this time, it's around 9:30. So like I said, I entered Amazon around 9:37, so we're going to forward a little bit of this. Also, I did enter Tesla calls in the beginning of the day, and then the market reversed because Tesla had a catalyst behind it. So I ended up entering Tesla calls in the beginning of the day. I did hold it into the end of the day, and thankfully I ended up being profitable on it. But I was bag holding that, so I will just let you guys know that I did enter Tesla. I even called it out here. I entered Tesla in calls in the beginning of the day, and I ended up exiting it around 10 o'clock. I did make a very, very small profit on it. It wasn't much, but I did end up making a profit on it, thankfully, because it was a bag hold. And you can see here, I had traded Amazon twice. The first trade is what I'm going to show you guys. I made around 1,100, and on the second trade, I made around 2,000. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, here, so you can see it's 9:37 now. Whoops, let me actually all right, so it's around close to that 9:37. I get into the Amazon chart here. So you can see I pulled up Amazon's options trader, and I'm actually waiting for it to hold below 32.50 for me to enter. And there you go. Holds below 32.50 right here. The time is 9:37. I enter Amazon puts here. My entry price, so my fill price was $45 on Amazon. Okay. So my fill price there was $45, and it's going to take a little bit of time. All right, there you go. So this is the premium chart on Amazon. On IB, I like to watch the premium chart because I like to see where the premium spikes and get out at the top of that spike. So you can see here, 9:38 now. Amazon is still holding to the upside. My target on this was, let's go ahead and take a look. I don't remember exactly. Whoops. My target on this was 32.45. So my first target on it was 32.45, and then my second target on it was 32.40, because every $5 down on Amazon is usually a psych level, and it tends to move in $5 increments. I got out of the first trade on Amazon at 9:41. So let's go ahead and take a look. So we're just going to watch here, and the premium chart kind of tells you what the stock is doing, but I'll show you guys the trade overall live trade here, and then I'll show you guys what the chart is showing me. So this is 9:38 now. Premium still looks good. I'm in profit at this point. I have 5 calls on Amazon. So you can see I'm in profit right here, so you can see how much I'm in profit. Premium moved about $2 here already. Still looks good. And if we take a look at where the stock is, this is at 9:38, so it's only been around a minute here that I'm in, and you can see, like I said, my first target was 32.45. This was when I entered. Stock did slightly pull back on that 9:38 candle, but nothing to be worried about because the NASDAQ was pulling back as well. So it just shows that it was following the NASDAQ's pullback into its EMA, still trending below the 9-day EMA, which still shows that the current trend in place is significant. Then you see the NASDAQ start to bounce off of that 9-day EMA and continue, which is why I wasn't scared out of this 9:38 candle, because I knew that Amazon was just pulling back with the NASDAQ and SPY. Also on the 5-minute still looked bearish, and it did have heavy selling pressure to the downside. I'm sorry, heavy volume on it, so I was comfortable still holding Amazon on that 9:38 candle. So let's take a look. So you can see when that pullback happened, the premium did end up pulling back slightly here. And I was a little bit in a loss, I think, at some point. I think IB didn't catch it. Because there's a lag. I don't know why there's a lag. There's never a lag. Okay, here. So here we go, the 9:38 candle pullback, 9:39, stock will start to pick up here. Let me know if for my live trades you guys also want to see me record my Thinkorswim. It may be a little bit difficult because I can't record 2 parts of my screen at the same time, so I would have to record on my MacBook. But if you guys would like to see that one day, I can definitely try and figure something out so you guys can see the chart as well as what I'm seeing on level 2 and time and sales, as well as what I see on actually IB and how I fill in and out. This is just to prove to you guys that I am filling in and out on Interactive Brokers, and to guys show you guys the live trade. So you can see here, 9:40 candle, stock starts to pick up here into the next level, and the 9:40 candle here is right here. So you can see that the stock broke below 32.45, so it hit my first profit target, but it still looked bearish, so that's why I was holding it, because the NASDAQ was also very bearish at 9:40, and it was on high volume that it broke down. So if we go ahead and take a look, still on that 9:40 candle here, still holding. There was no reason for me to exit, even though the premium was fluctuating a lot. Amazon does do that with its premiums. You can be up like $500 and down $1,000 in one candle. That's just how it moves, because it moves in such big increments. That's possible for your premium and your contract to move like that, because it's a little bit more, it moves in bigger increments. So that's not a problem. Don't get shaken out, which is why I don't usually like to look at my P&L. I just pay attention to what the chart is telling me overall and just decide based off of my chart and my overall trading plan. So if I have a target set, I'm going to follow that target through. So you can see here, 940 candle, Amazon starts to pick up. I was up a lot here, so I didn't end up getting out at the top of the premium spike here. I ended up waiting for the 941 candle to open, and I did give back a little bit of my profit because I waited just a couple seconds too much, and I didn't get filled at the best fill price. So you can see that I was up almost $1,500, and I only was able to lock around $1,100. Because of that spillage, there is always going to be spillage with whatever broker you fill with, especially if you're filling at the bid. There's just going to be that spillage anyways. But if I had gotten out at the top of the 940 candle where this spiked all the way up and not waited for the 941 candle, I would have actually locked in more profit. But that happens, it's fine. And you guys can see here, this was a 940 candle. I locked at the 941 candle. Amazon continued to drop. I just locked at a really bad point on the 940 candle. Amazon or NASDAQ still looked good as well to the downside. So there was really no reason for me to lock until it got to 32.40 on Amazon. But it did break my first profit target of 32.45, which is why I did want to lock it pretty soon, because I don't like to overhold my trades or bag hold my trades. Even if I'm in profit, I like to lock at least most of it on my first profit target, and then you can always re-enter the trade and then lock the rest of it at my second profit target. The reason I locked all of it on my first profit target is because I didn't set a second profit target for this, and then I ended up re-entering Amazon on the second breakdown. I ended up catching a bigger move there as well with the drop in NASDAQ. So you could have actually just held this all the way through if you were watching on the 5-minute here. So there's a couple ways you could have played this. I like to scalp, so my entries are going to be very quick. It's usually 2 to 5 minutes. I don't like to hold any longer than that. But you can see here on the 5-minute clean downtrend until around 32.25 on Amazon. So there's really no reason for you to get out if you were watching on the 5-minute. That's why it's a lot simpler to watch and a lot cleaner on the 5-minute, because you won't get shaken out of these little 1-minute pullback candles. You can see I got out on the 941 candle. Like I said, it hit my first profit target, and it was getting close to 32.40 as well, which is why I decided to lock it. It was still a pretty good trade, a 4-minute trade here. Made about $1,100 on it, so I was happy with the profit that I made here. And I do think it was a high probability trade. I waited for it to break 32.50. I waited for the confirmation candle, and I didn't get shaken out on any of these little 1-minute candles. Watch the overall market sentiment to see how the market was moving, and then in conjunction how Amazon was moving with the market. But like I said, if I had been watching it on the 5-minute, you can clearly see here there was really no reason for me to get out, but I did end up re-entering. So that's what I mean. So even if you don't catch the full trade and you have your support and resistance levels properly charted, you can end up re-entering. So because I exited at 32.45 or close to 32.40, I waited for Amazon to break my next level. I think it was, I don't have it recorded, but it was 943, so below 32.40. So I waited for Amazon to break below 32.40, which was my second level of support on it, and then I entered again when it broke 32.40, which was around 943. So I exited at 941, locked in all my profit, and then I re-entered at 943, and I exited this trade at 947. So I actually caught a bigger move on this trade, and you can see by the profit there. I ended up locking this at 947 right here. So I caught an even bigger move here on Amazon. So that's usually how I like to trade, especially if I'm scalping. If you're holding it like this, I would consider this more of like a day trade if you hold this all the way through. Personally, I like to just get in, take my profit, and get out. If I do see continued momentum either to the downside or upside, that's when I'll just continuously enter and exit the trade. Because if the stock has momentum on the upside or downside, and there's probability, high probability on either side, and you have your levels charted properly, you can continuously scalp the stock as long as that trend is on, or you can day trade it and hold it for a longer period of time. Amazon does have some nasty pullbacks at times, so I don't fully trust it, and it's not a stock that I like to day trade. I like to get in and get out because you can lock in a lot of profits when you're scalping Amazon because it moves in such big increments. So you can catch one candle on Amazon and potentially make a 50% profit on your scalp, and that's just a 1 minute candle because it moves in such big increments. So just one of those stocks that I like to get in and get out versus day trading it. And this was a great example on this day. It did have a nice downtrend, followed overall market sentiment, which is always good whenever you see a stock follow overall market sentiment. It just gives it more a higher probability play to the downside or upside because you know that market is supporting it as well. And just overall high probability, just an overall high probability trade there. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful to you guys. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's it for today's video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, video suggestions, you can go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.